I mean, it's loud in prison. It's loud. As soon as they pop them doors, it's loud. You know what I mean? You just gotta, whether it be you got your workout team, you know what I'm saying? We hit the yard at a certain time. You know what I mean? We're gonna get our money. Or you in your cell or your bunk and you just, you know what I mean? Yo, look, holla at me later. You know what I mean? Like, they gonna respect it or they gonna, you know what I mean? Or you make them respect it. So it's kind of like the same thing for me, except this time, I'm just gonna go in the house. I mean, like, I'm going to the crib, I don't feel like talking, take my phone.
Oh, that's
just that simple.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Were those 20 people still there when you were locked up, or you realized, damn, they ain't there for me like that?
Yeah, nah. Yeah, that'd definitely. The crazy thing is, if they were there, it'd probably be the same mentality. No exaggeration. You know what I'm saying? If they were there, it'd be the same mentality. I'd probably be, let's get it. Let's get it. Like, we back on. You know what I'm saying? But, when you behind that wall, man, everybody show you who they are. You know what I'm saying? You on their time now. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta just take it how you want. You know what I'm saying? You on their time. So if they don't feel like doing it, it's done. When you behind that wall, man, everybody show you who they are.
Was the industry there for you when you were locked up?
And Coyle Ray, 50 Cent, Chief Keef.
Like, in what way?
Coyle, she actually helped me out with a record. She featured on the record, and she just did it off the love.
What did 50 do?
50 did a lot for me. From day one, it was like he reached out like, yo, whatever you need, just holler at me. Whatever I needed, he was right there. As far as financial and like mental help, he was probably there the biggest.
The Federal Bureau of Prisons released Fetty Wap this week to home confinement after serving 3 years. He'd been sentenced to 6 years after pleading guilty in 2022 to drug charges. He released a statement yesterday saying, I want to thank my family, friends, and fans for the love, prayers, and continued support. I'm committed to moving forward with purpose. So, he got out early. Why? Due to good behavior. We know how that works.
Fetty.
1738.
Okay, so let's talk.
With the JBL speaker shit, so, and it was like that. My sister, hey, you trending? I'm like, how the fuck, what I do now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I do? Like, I'm in trouble or some shit. Like, but it's just like, every time I started feeling down or feeling like out of, like it wasn't gonna be nothing for me when I come home, something always reminded me, man. Like, so, like I said, either time gonna either fix it or make it worse. So, for me, time made everything better for me.
Fetty Wap is finally home after 3 long years behind bars. But not everything went as fans expected. There's footage making rounds online that shows him in a way nobody could have imagined, looking terrified, allegedly begging his ops not to spin on him. Today, we're diving deep into Fetty Wap's journey, from his triumphant homecoming to the feuds, legal battles, and the lessons he's learned along the way. To understand why his return shook the streets, we have to rewind. Let's go back. All the way to Paterson, New Jersey, January 8th, 2026, Willie Jr. Maxwell II, better known as Fetty Wap, walked out of federal prison a free man. After serving just over 3 years of a 6-year sentence for a cocaine conspiracy charge, the First Step Act, signed years ago, chopped nearly 3 years off his time. The 34-year-old rapper returned to his hometown without a bodyguard in sight, pulling up straight to a family crib where 20 to 30 Day One homies and relatives were waiting. The streets echoed with the signature 1738 chant, a nod to the Remy Martin cognac his crew famously celebrates. Classic tracks like Trap Queen and 679 played as everyone reminisced about his rise from Paterson streets to global fame. Videos flooded social media, showing him vibing with his people, keeping it real, saying, "I'm blessed," over and over again. Within 48 hours, Fetty sat down for his first major interview with Power 105.1's The Breakfast Club. No mentions of ops, no threats, no drama, just candid reflections on missing birthdays, school events, doctor appointments, and simple moments with his kids. 4 years away had taught him the value of presence. When this period also marked a shift in focus, Fetty announced plans for a foundation supporting kids with disabilities, a cause close to his heart. Born with congenital glaucoma, Fetty lost his left eye at just 6 months old. Doctors warned both eyes might be affected, but he kept one, using cannabis occasionally to manage pressure, as recommended by physicians. It was a homecoming built on love and reflection, but Paterson had a history that suggested this welcome wasn't guaranteed. March 26, 2017, around 5 a.m., Montclair Deli in Paterson became ground zero for chaos. Fetty and his Remy boys slid through after a late-night performance, hitting a spot they'd frequented for years. But that night, simmering tension with local rapper Raheem Fuzz Thomas erupted. The feud stemmed from local rivalry, territorial claims, odds and competition over who would dominate Paterson's rap scene. Words had been exchanged subtly in tracks and social media posts, but nobody anticipated violence. Thomas and his crew ran up on Fetty's group inside the deli. Fists flew first, then things escalated. One of Fetty's guys allegedly got pistol whipped. Another had Fetty's signature 1738 chain snatched, a symbol of status, success, and loyalty. Surveillance footage later showed Thomas waving a pole inside the deli as people scattered. Shots rang out outside, leaving 3 people injured. Authorities recovered a stolen firearm on Thomas, loaded with illegal rounds, while Fetty remained unharmed and uncharged. This incident highlighted the volatility of Paterson's underground rap scene. The streets remembered. Chains could get snatched. Our rivals could appear anywhere, and that tension didn't fade overnight. Before local beefs, there was internal drama. The Remy Boys, Fetty's core crew, formed in 2013 to 2014. Day one members included Monty, P-Dice, and Fetty himself. P-Dice claimed he plugged Fetty with the right industry connections, helping shape the melodic, synthy rap style that would become Fetty's signature. Trap Queen, released in 2014, changed everything. Suddenly, the crew was in the stratosphere, signing with 300 Entertainment, and the bag was heavy. But cracks emerged by mid-2015. P-Dice publicly accused Fetty of cutting him out of earnings, claiming he'd been covering expenses for others while getting nothing in return. Diss tracks followed. P-Dice even filed a lawsuit over unpaid royalties and breach of contract, eventually settling out of court in 2016. While Fetty rebranded the crew slightly, focusing primarily on Monty for hits like 679 and My Way, subtle jabs and social media heat kept fans divided. Some saw P-Dice as the true architect behind Remy Boys, while others sided with Fetty's narrative. This cautionary tale shaped Fetty's approach to collaboration moving forward. Loyalty mattered, but business came first. Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2019. The Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Fetty Wap, 28, was fresh off performing at the MTV Video Music Awards in Jersey, riding high on success. Then, a routine valet issue escalated. Eyewitnesses reported Fetty threw hands at a valet, connecting 3 times with one guard and putting hands on 2 others. Security intervened, and the situation lasted just minutes. He was booked, held for a few hours, posted bail, and the charges were eventually reduced to a single misdemeanor battery with diversion. It was a brief flashpoint, showing that even in peak fame, stress and volatility could get him in trouble. Unlike other incidents, there were no lingering feuds or ongoing threats. October 29, 2021, Rolling Loud Festival, Queens, New York. Fetty Wap was supposed to perform, but he never made it to the stage. FBI and DEA agents arrested him backstage, along with 5 co-defendants in Operation Crash Out, a sophisticated multi-state drug operation. Authorities allege the group distributed hundreds of kilograms of controlled substances, including fentanyl, cocaine, heroin, and crack. Fetty, as a kilogram-level redistributor, allegedly leveraged his celebrity to keep operations smooth. Surveillance, wiretaps, and texts provided the evidence. A notable twist involved Anthony Lenardi, a New Jersey corrections officer accused of using his position to provide insider information. Fetty's bond conditions prohibited firearms, but during a recorded FaceTime call, he allegedly threatened someone over personal issues, violating those conditions. August 2022 saw him picked up, bonded out, and transferred to federal custody. By May 2023, Fetty received a 6-year sentence plus 5 years of supervised release. His statement in court reflected remorse. "I hurt my community, the people that looked up to me, my family, and myself. I only ever wanted to help people, but I made bad choices." 3 years after being sentenced, the First Step Act finally gave Fetty Wap a taste of freedom. But it wasn't the kind of freedom most people imagine. January 7th to 8th, 2026, marked a pivotal moment in his life. He was moved from FCY Sandstone in Minnesota to home confinement in New Jersey. Back on familiar soil, surrounded by family and the streets that made him who he is, Fetty could finally breathe the air of liberty. but the walls around him were invisible, rigid, and inescapable. Electronic monitoring tracked his every step. Strict travel restrictions prevented spontaneous trips, and mandatory check-ins with probation officers ensured he was constantly accountable. Even day-to-day activities were limited to pre-approved routines. Yet, Fetty adapted faster than anyone expected. He embraced structure, turning the confines of home confinement into an opportunity for personal growth. His days were meticulously planned, a mix of educational classes, personal development workshops, and physical activity. He pursued his GED, attended stock market and financial literacy lessons, and even dabbled in learning Spanish. 2 hours every day were reserved solely for him. Time for meditation, pull-ups, or just quiet reflection. For someone used to the chaos of the streets and the unpredictability of fame, this rhythm was grounding. Despite these limitations, he flourished. Time with his children became sacred, and family dinners were a daily ritual that reminded him of what truly mattered. Reconnecting with his community, Fetty focused on rebuilding trust and showing that he had grown. Every decision, every interaction was measured. No impulsive moves, no drifting back into old conflicts, no reconnecting with past associates who could pull him off course. Of course, rumors surfaced almost immediately. Viral clips began circulating, and allegedly showing Fetty begging ops, not exactly the image fans expected. But his first interviews after release told a completely different story. Sitting down with the Breakfast Club, Fetty appeared confident, grounded, and unshaken. He spoke with a calm authority, emphasizing personal responsibility over fear. "Weak men get attacked. I lead. I stand on business," he said, framing his mindset as one of control and foresight rather than vulnerability. Support poured in from every direction. 50 Cent, who had been checking on him financially and mentally throughout his prison term, continued to offer guidance. Day One homies remained loyal. Fans flooded social media with messages of encouragement, and even his baby mama, Masika, who had been publicly critical after his release, softened her stance while expressing hope that this new chapter would bring growth and peace. Fetty's focus now extends beyond himself. He's invested in philanthropy, creating programs that provide education, tech access, health support, and opportunities for youth development. His message resonates strongly with kids, particularly those facing hardships or disabilities. Nothing is impossible if you commit to growth, discipline, and resilience. Fetty Wap's journey is a story of extremes, highs and lows, street feuds, betrayals, brushes with the law, and deep personal loss. Yet through all of it, he has emerged not only as a survivor, but as someone willing to learn from the past. Freedom, in his case, isn't simply walking out of a prison gate. It's about living responsibly, making wise choices, and rebuilding the life he always wanted, and while protecting both himself and his community. From the streets of Paterson to national stages, from chaos to structure, Fetty's story reminds us that second chances are real, but they come with lessons, discipline, and vigilance. This is far from the final chapter. It's a new beginning. One where street legend meets thoughtful leadership, where past struggles fuel future growth, and where the lessons of the past shape a path towards something greater. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Fetty Wap's life, click on one of the boxes on your screen to watch more stories about hip-hop legends, street feuds, and life after fame.